Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about mission 5, ratio and proportions. This will be the last mission for this unit, and then we will do some review, and finally you will have a test over all mission examples and learning targets. So go ahead and write down the topic, ratio and proportions. Practice assignment, you will have a packet of worksheet 36A and 36B. So write this information down, and then we're gonna move to the important information, or the opener for this lesson. So first thing, we're gonna talk about what is ratio. Ratio uses division to compare two quantities. Okay, so when we talk about division and ratio, also think about fractions. Very popular when people are talking about ratios to think about fractions, but also you may see something like this: a, two dots, to b. So a to b is how we read it, a to b, and this also represents ratio. Just like division sign, if you have a divided by b, this whole thing you can set up as a ratio. But those are the most common symbols that are used to represent a ratio. Now, if you think about the example and how we write the ratio, or why we need to know about ratio, let's look at this. A volleyball team plays 14 home matches and 10 away matches. Find the ratio of home to away matches. Okay, so here's the keyword. We have home to away matches. So if I have to write this ratio, I'm gonna write home, and then you can say 2 with the fraction line, or the ratio symbol, to away, home to away. And that will be good enough. That's how we write this ratio. We represent it that way. Then B, find the ratio of home to all matches. Okay, well, first here, if we have home to away, this will be 10. Sorry, home are 14. So actually we're gonna put here number 14 to 10. And you can definitely simplify this to 7 over 5. Now, the ratio they're asking is home to all matches, okay? So will be home to all. Well, home are 14, and all, we get all when we add 14 and 10 together, because all will be home and away. That will make total of 24. And once you set up your ratio, you can definitely simplify this, which will be 7/12. So the ratio will be home, 7 home matches to total of all. That's the ratio and how it works, which is, I would say, about 80% of the time those guys are doing home matches. Alright, so I hope you got the idea of the ratios, and you will see how to set up proportions too. So we will begin with the first few examples of solving proportions. So next thing, you're going to write down solve the proportion and have the first one. W over 35 is equal to 4 over 7. We have one ratio on the left, another ratio on the right. Last year, when we discussed in 7th grade how to solve ratio and proportions, probably some of your teachers mentioned butterfly method, or also cross product. So both of them are pretty popular. So what are they? Well, butterfly or cross product doesn't matter. It means you multiply those two first. So W times 7 will be 7W equals to, and then you multiply those two. 4 times 35. And at this point, you will need a calculator to calculate the rest of the example, or solve the proportion, because it says solve it, so you're gonna keep working on the example. So 7W will be equal to, and I'm gonna type 4 times 35, that will be 140. And if we divide by 7 both sides, then W will be equal to 7 divided by 7, W is 20. So 20 will be the answer for this example. This is another example when we have decimal numbers involved, but the method is absolutely the same. So we multiply this 2 numerator times denominator, and we get 2.5b equals to, and then we multiply those two. So 0.5 times 9 will give us 4.5. Final step, we'll divide by 2.5 both sides. Those cancel, so b is equal to, divided by 2.5, so b is equal to 2.5. Is that right? 4.5 divided by 2.5, no, 1.8. 1.8. So b is 1.8 for this example. Next example, we have 9 over 2 equals m over 12. Again, we multiply those two, which is 9 times 12 equals to 2 times m. 9 times 12, 9 times 12 will give us 108 equals to m. Divide by 2, so 54 is m. Final answer. Alright, so if you always remember with proportions, this is what we call proportions. Two ratios, one on the left and another one on the right. And every time somebody says something about proportions and solving, think about this butterfly method or also cross product method. Now we're going to go ahead and write the sentences as a proportions. So we have 5 is to 7. So 5 is to 7. 5 is to 7 as means equal sign, as A is to 49, as A is to 49. And that's it. It doesn't say solve it, it just say write the proportions. So I'm done. We wrote it. Give a try on this one, okay? Pause the video for a second and try on your own. You have 4 is to 12 as n is to 3. Okay? And I'm going to help you now. So 4 is to 12. This is the first thing. As equal n is to 3. N is to 3. And done. That's it. Okay, very good. We have a few more examples on the back page. So the last page of this packet, turn the page and let's take a look of the first example here. So we have another word problem to discuss. Each day, the seals at an aquarium are each fed 8 pounds of food for every 100 pounds of their body weight. A seal at the aquarium weighs 280 pounds. How much food should the seal be fed per day? So, two things happening. We have how much food they eat in pounds, and also we know the weight of the seal. So let's set up the proportion. We're going to begin again. The seal eats in aquarium each day 8 pounds of food. So I'm going to just write my proportion or ratio to look like food to, and next thing will be food to weight. Food to weight. Okay? This is what we know, and that's what we want to set up as a proportion. So if the ratio is food to weight, let's begin with the first numbers, what we know here. We have 8 pounds of food, so the proportion will be 8 to, and 100 pounds of weight. 8 to 100 is equal to, and then we have a seal at the aquarium weights, so weights 280, and the weight is on the bottom, so instead of on the top you're going to put 280 on the bottom because this is the weight. And we want to know how much food we need. So that is my missing number, or what I want to know. I want to know if the seal weighed 280 pounds, then now how much food it's going to need, because 100 pound seal need 8 pounds of food. Okay, so once you set up your proportion, then you're using butterfly method to calculate it. So 8 times 280, and I'm gonna go ahead and just multiply 8 times 280, which is 2240, equals to 100x. Well, we just need to divide by 100. Those cancel. So when you divide by 100, you get 224. Oops, I'm sorry, is that right? Let's double check. 2240 divided by 100. Oops, that will be 22 pounds actually, 0.4 equals x, which is the foot amount. Foot. How much foot? So if the seal weighs 280 pounds, it's gonna need 22.5 pounds a day of foot. Awesome. I think that's pretty good example. If you work, job that you have to do some of those calculations and comparison, there is a method to do it and know, certain things that you're looking for. So, example number 4. 7m over 8 is equal to 21 over 24. So this first two and the bottom two are slightly different from each other, and I'm gonna spend time on the very first one to do it. So you're gonna finish those on your own, okay? So I will demonstrate this and you're gonna try this on your own. So butterfly method, we multiply those two together. So we have 24 times 7m. So this will be one thing, that's why I put the parentheses, is equal to, and then we'll multiply this, 8 times 21. So we have an equation, and we multiply 24 times 7 here, 24 times 7, which is 168m, equals to, and then we have 8 times 21, 168 also. When we divide by 168 both sides, those two cancel, so m is equal to 1. Final answer here. Okay, so now I want you to try next example on your own. Pause the video and check with me after. Alright, so I hope you did well. Again, this is one whole thing. That's why I'm writing the parentheses, and we multiply those two first. 3 times 3k is equal to, and then 27 times 2. So 3 times 3 is 9k here, equals to 27 times 2 will give us 54. Final step, divide by 9 both sides, so k equals 6. Alright, and the last two examples of those type of proportions. Sometimes you may have, for example, as a denominator or numerator, it's two different examples, but you may have something like that. So every time you have more than variable or number true, you have to put the parentheses, okay? This is rule number 1. We always start with the parentheses, and then we do the calculations, okay? So please always remember this. Okay, so let's go ahead and combine those two and multiply them. 6 times 77 equals to, and then we will multiply those two. Will be 42 times, now notice I'm gonna write down what is the parentheses information, which is t plus 4, and close it. The reason I'm writing this down, because when you set up the equation, then you have to apply distributive property in order to simplify and solve it. So start with the left side. 6 times 77 is 462. This is equal to distributive property 42t, and then 42 times 4. 42 times 4 will be plus 168. I'm going to subtract 168 from both sides, and this will give me 294 here is equal to 42t. Then we'll divide by 42, and 7 equals t will be the final answer for this example. So step by step, if you need to rewatch how I did the example, go ahead and revisit, but try again this one on your own, please. So pause the video and try. Okay, so if you're back and you already have your work, you can go ahead and check with me. 5 times 39, step 1, 5 times 39 is equal to, and then we have that 13 times inside the parentheses k minus 4. Okay, 5 times 39 is 195 equals to distributive property 13k, and then 13 times negative 4 will give us negative 52 plus 52 on each side, so will be 195 plus 52 will give us 247 equals to 13k. Final step is to divide by 13. So when we divide by 13, we get 19 equals k. Final answer. Alright, well, I hope it makes sense. Anyway, we will talk about these examples in class as well. If you have any questions, something to ask, please don't forget the online chat mat discussion option, discussion board, so I can check and see if you have questions and we'll help you with. Otherwise, if you are confident and doing well, I'm gonna ask you to look at the very last example of this unit and this particular lesson. So it took 7.2 minutes to upload 32 pictures to Facebook. Well, some of you probably are thinking, Facebook, who's using Facebook anymore? I do, and I'm the old-fashioned probably, but let's say if it's not Facebook, then it's gonna be Instagram. At this rate, how long will it take to upload 70 pictures? So again, we're talking about rate, about ratio. And what's the ratio? The ratio is minutes to pictures. So let's write the ratio, minutes to pictures. This is the rate or ratio we're looking for. Once we know the rate, now we can set up the problem. So we have 7.2 for minutes and then 32 for pictures equals to, and then it's a how long will take, excuse me, how long will take to upload 70 pictures. Now pictures, again, they are on the bottom. If pictures was written on the top, you will put 70 here, but because pictures, the rate is on the bottom and you want to keep it the same rate on the bottom, we're gonna put 70 here and X for the time, because that's what we're looking for. How long? What's the time? We set up the proportion. Now we're gonna go and solve that proportion. So it's gonna be 70 times 7.2. 70 times 7.2 equals to 32x. 7 times 7.2 is 50. Oops, sorry, no, I am writing something wrong. 70 times 7.2 is 504 equals to 32x. Final step, divide by 32. So divided by 32, this will give us 14.4. So 14.4 minutes it's gonna take if you want to upload 70 pictures. And if you go back, it makes sense. It says for 7 minutes you will upload 32 pictures, right? So definitely then for 14 minutes you will upload 70 pictures, which is kind of doubling of the pictures almost, and doubling of the time. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoy that and it helps. We'll see you in class, and you're gonna let me know if you have questions. Have a great day.